November was all about taking care of my skin, my style, and most importantly, my sanity. So in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing all of the products that helped me live my most carefree, feel-good month yet. Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. Like I said, in today's video, we are covering it all, the things that got me through the month of November, whether it be beauty, skincare, and also things like fitness, just mental health, just mindset kind of things that are easy, attainable, and don't take up too much space. December can be a hard month. There are so many reasons. Maybe you're not close with your family. Maybe this holiday season doesn't look like other holiday seasons. It's so demanding, the month of December, that it's really important that we be a little selfish. And I use that word loosely because it's not really selfish, but make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're going on a walk every day, you're moving your body, you're drinking your water, you're feeling good, because if you are not your best self, then how do you expect to give others your best self? Like I said, the little things that I'm contributing, sprinkling throughout my life on a day-to-day basis to just put a smile on my face and make the days feel lighter, brighter, and just overall more fulfilling. Let's hop into skincare first. In my September favorites, I mentioned that I bought this Civ Biome Balancing Serum. If you are new here and you have never seen my face, I struggle with dermatitis, and it is so crazy because I feel like since I got my skin checked over the summer, I have had so many people, whether it be on social media or in my real life, reach out to me and tell me that they are suffering from just like redness. And I am not a dermatologist, okay? And I disclaim that every single time someone comes to me, but I do have products that I find have really helped with my skin barrier. And when your skin barrier is healthy, your skin overall is healthier. And I do find that this really does help. Again, this is the Civ Biome Balancing Serum. It is a really liquidy, kind of like oily serum. I use this in the morning. If you have oily skin, I would recommend using this at night. It does lay under makeup nicely. It does layer under skincare really nicely, so long as you give it the time to just sink into your skin and dry. This is expensive, I'm not gonna lie to you. It has this little applicator. It looks like an eyedropper, but you have to shake this really well. To me, it smells like mushrooms, but it is a very thin texture. A little does go a very, very long way. This has quickly become like a must-have for me. I have been recommending this to everyone who will listen to me. Prequel half and half peptide and ceramides fluid moisturizer. Love Nikki LaRose. I am such a big fan of her. I watch every single makeup video that she uploads. And one day I was watching something on Instagram. She posted a video and she said that if you are struggling with crepey under eyes or just crow's feet or just wrinkles, whatever it may be, and you're wondering why each and every eye cream that you're using isn't making a difference, it's because none of these eye creams are deeply hydrating your skin. And she recommended this. I take a very decent amount. It is a very milky, thick texture. I put this all over my face. I put this down my chest, my neck, everywhere. But in the morning, I just put it around my eyes. So I will show you. It is a thick, milky texture. It is so nice. It is so hydrating, and it's really slick. So you need to give this a lot of time to sink into your skin. If you have oily skin, this honestly might be enough. You might not need to put a moisturizer on top of this, but even those of us who have oily skin, you need to be hydrating, like deeply hydrating your skin well. Mike and I went to tea. I think I uploaded a video here of our little tea excursion. We went to Baccarat and we sat next to this window and there was natural light coming in. And I'm a girl. I don't know. If there's a mirror, I'm gonna look at myself. It's just, I feel like it's second nature. But I was looking at myself in the mirror and I sleep on this side of my face. A terrible habit. And I want to get one of those pillows that has like the divot where it doesn't smoosh your face. But I have one here. Can you see? Let me come close. This line right here. I have a few lines, but this line, you could see it without me smiling, without me expressing, like just talking like this. It was deep and you can see it. But now you can't really see it anymore. I don't get Botox. I try to just age as naturally as I possibly can. That doesn't mean that I don't use, you know, products like red light therapy. I gua sha on my face and I get facials every 3 months, but I don't have Botox. I've never gotten any like laser done, nothing. But I'm not gonna lie, just because I choose to not do those things doesn't mean that I'm not insecure about things. I was sitting there and looking at this wrinkle in my eye, and then Nikki uploaded this video and was talking about this, and I was like, F it, I'm just gonna try it. I think this is like $30. You get 5.7 fluid ounces. I've been using this every day for the last 2 months and I haven't even like made a dent in this. But what I do is I take a really good amount on my finger and I just rub it in the temples, and then I bring it in towards the eye, and then I bring it on top of the eye and really get it in the inner corner here. But just make sure that you have a lot. You never want to tug on the skin around your eye because that will cause premature aging. And then I will go about, you know, brushing my teeth, putting on deodorant, moving on to something else in my morning routine, really giving this the time that it needs to sink into the skin. And then after that, I go in with my eye cream. I've been using the Caudalie eye cream forever. This does claim to brighten your under eyes. I just like this because it is a very nice thin cream that moisturizes my eye skin without annoying it, because I have very sensitive, very dry skin in the winter. As always, my Kiehl's Ultra Facial. I always recommend this to everyone who has a skin problem. My sister texted me the other day, was like, I have these red bumps all over my face. Surprise, I'm pretty sure she has dermatitis. Although I'm not a dermatologist, but that's just what I think. And I told her to buy these two things, the Prequel and the Kiehl's, and to just wash her face in the morning with cold water. I told her you can't put too much on your skin, but you also can't put nothing on your skin. There is really a fine line between making your skin barrier happy. And she said she saw such a big difference in her skin. Kiehl's is the best skincare line, in my opinion. There's no frills. It's scientifically proven and backed. There's no fragrance. It's great for sensitive skin. And this is just such a good lightweight moisturizer that is good for anyone who has skin. Dry, oily, combo, anything. This looks beautiful under makeup. You can use this during the day. You can use this during the night. It is like a really nice hydrating cream, but it's not too thick. It sinks into the skin and my makeup never lays on top of it. Look at that. Oh, the back of my hand is so hydrated. I've also, side note, I have been exfoliating my skin a little bit more, only once a week, because I have such dry skin. If I exfoliate too much, my skin can get really, really thin. So I've been using the Ole Henriksen Dark Spot Toner, and I have been doing that all over my face, down my neck, down my chest. I also focus it, pro tip for me to you, on any kind of scars. So I have a biopsy scar from my dermatitis journey, and I have been going at it once a week, and it looks lighter and less noticeable, which is great. And I've also, thanks to Nikki again, have been exfoliating the back of my hands. And then I slather my skin with serum and cream and eye cream, and just, I wake up looking fresh faced. I do it normally on Fridays or Saturdays. And the next day I'll like go for a walk with my husband, and Mike is like, are you wearing makeup to go for a walk? And I'm like, no, I'm just exfoliated and beautiful. What can I say? Trying to not buy new skincare, new makeup. I really just want to get to a spot where I find my holy grail favorites and I just keep repurchasing them. I've been watching Nikki LaRose. She is a LA-based makeup artist, celebrity makeup artist, and I love her content. And she's always like trying new things and talking about new products. And I'm good with where I'm at. I don't need new things. I have everything from blush, contour, foundation, concealer, any kind of blush, liquid blush, cream blush, powder blush. But so she was talking about contouring her lips, and she was talking about the House Labs contour stick, and I was kind of just like, oh, should I buy it? I opened my vanity and was like, I have this contour stick, let me just use it. I don't really like love this. You don't need this to contour your lips. You can use a bronzer stick. You can use powder bronzer if you want. Like, you don't need this. I'm really just kind of, again, focusing on slotting in those forever products, but also just my technique and using the things that I already own. This is the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. This is in the shade Bright Side, and I just put it on the top of my lip like that, and the bottom of my lip like that. And this is literally all that I do to use this. But you can, again, do this technique using different products. And then I take a pencil brush like this, like so. You could even take a fluffy brush and pinch it. Just blend this out like this. And it can look crazy. It can look like a mess. You don't need it to be perfect. But this is just gonna be like a shadow behind our lips, so that, you know, during the day as our lip liner wears off, like you'll still have that casted shadow, and it's just gonna make your lips look bigger. Okay, this is excessive. Okay, you don't need 2 bronzer sticks, which is what I have. I've been really liking this. This is the Merit Bronze Bomb in Scene, and I bought this one. This is more of a bronzer color. It's a bit warmer. Let me show you the two. Contour shade is normally more cool toned, which is this. It gives more of like a grayish, and then this is a bit warmer. You could pick this up with a brush. That is definitely a more user-friendly way to go about it. Just pick it up in the stick and then pounce it, but I don't know. It comes out more natural looking, and it does come out better. I don't lie, ever. But there's something fun about just drawing on your face. I don't know, but this is what I do. Oh, let me move my hair. I'm gonna take my Rare Beauty, I think this is the blush brush. I'm gonna pat this into my skin. You can pat, you can pull, you can press, because there is no makeup underneath it, so you don't need to worry about moving it. It blends really easily. It's not one of those products that dries down too quickly. And I put some in the crease of my eye as well, but look at that, it's so pretty. And then I take what's ever left over and I put it on the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose. And that is the bronzer on. It just adds a really nice wash, just like sun-kissed skin, and I like it. It feels very comfortable on the face. It's not too cakey. It sinks right in and it gives a really nice natural kind of finish. I should have bought another one because I'm really running low. I should have bought it during the Sephora sale, but I did not. If you want to see what I bought during the Sephora sale, I will link that video up here as well as down below. I believe that was the last video that I uploaded, but this is the Dior Forever Skin Correct. I'm in the shade 1N, just a little bit. I don't use too much. And then I like to get it around my nose and then my chin, and then I flick up like that just to lift my mouth and make it look a little bit more youthful. I sing to the high heavens about this brush. It is so freaking good, but this is the Hourglass one and I've had this forever. And I like to start off on my chin and just pat, 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 and then flick this up in a lifting motion and just gently putting this where I need to put this and just blending it. I go in and I'm kind of like pressing with the point of the brush and just really stamping, patting, pressing, and then lifting underneath the eye like that. With whatever is left over on the brush, I just go underneath that the Merit bronzer stick, just to clean it up in case I brought it down a little too low. And then I go over my nose with whatever is left over. If you have textured skin, if you have angry skin, it is so important to press. Do not swipe, because when you swipe, you're gonna kick up any texture that you have and it's gonna make your makeup look cakey underneath. I love teaching makeup, and I hope that you guys, from each video, take something away from me, whether it's from makeup, beauty, lifestyle. I hope you take some kind of advice and sit with it. Really in the fun season of my life right now. It's so interesting. I definitely want to talk about it more in my December videos. I'm gonna be talking about like reflecting back in the year, what I achieved this year, what I'm looking to next year. This was really like a shedding year for me, and it's so interesting because this was the year of the snake, and I didn't realize that until like the last month, but I really did shed a lot of what no longer serves me. I follow a lot of women my age on social media, or women older. I love watching older women in their 60s and their 70s and their 80s and their 90s. I just find it so inspirational. I don't click with like the watching content of like 20-year-old women anymore. That's not where my life is going. I've already lived that life, and so I find it so inspiring to watch older women on social media working out, eating healthy, moving their bodies, dressing for the day, what they're wearing, what their style is. It's so good. I don't know how we got onto this topic. I'm really stepping into the woman that I want to be, and I think a lot of growing older, happiness isn't like, oh, what can I add to my life? It's like, what can I subtract from my life? I wake up in the morning and I have a slower morning, and that adds to my day, but really it's like subtracting the noise in the morning, not checking my phone in the morning, putting my email notifications on silent on the weekend, simplifying your life, because I am truly finding happiness in like the quieter moments of life. Really good for my soul, and I think really good for everything, like my marriage, my relationships, my just like overall mental health, my nervous system. I mean, you know, I lost my dad in 2023. It's gonna be 2 years that he's gone, and I cry about it all the time. But my sadness has sort of shifted to gratitude. Holiday season, I wanna continue to make those memories so that it's not like every day is just sad and wasted and my life just becomes a deep, dark pit. I don't know. I'm a little crazy. You can tell me if I'm crazy, but anyway. So this powder is the old Givenchy powder. I haven't finished it. Just take a translucent powder, okay? This was a tip from Tati Westbrook. I love her. She is a YouTuber here on YouTube, obviously. And what I do is I take this e.l.f. concealer brush and I just whisk any of the makeup out of my fine lines. This is a Kat Von D brush. I use this for powder. I take my forehead and I lift gently. I'm not like hurting myself. I lift my forehead like this and I keep it lifted, and then I take this brush and I dip it into the powder and then I press it with my forehead lifted. I've been doing it ever since she mentioned it, and I have to tell you, my fine lines are not as deep once my makeup is done. Most powders have, I think it's silica in it, and that naturally like puffs out. So if you are lifting your forehead and putting the powder in between the wrinkles, it's going to set inside of the wrinkle and kind of like push it so that makeup doesn't get inside of it. I'm telling you, you might think it looks crazy and sounds crazy, but I abide by anything that Tati Westbrook says, and I gave it a try, and I have to say, the lines on my forehead, as the day goes on, my makeup really doesn't move into them nearly as much as it used to. I am only 34 years old, but if you are older and you have deeper lines, give it a try. Like, it will be a subtle difference, but you will notice a difference. Re-pat everything in now that it's been sitting on my skin for a little bit. Removes any excess makeup that didn't sink into my skin, and it also takes it out of any of the fine lines. Take that powder again on that same brush, and I'm gonna take a more like peachy, pinky tone. You know, if you have dark circles, this is a great thing to do. I'm gonna go underneath my eye. See? Because I don't like shininess here. And then I'm gonna move up and go under my eye. If you are someone where you notice that your under eye gets crinkly after you powder, like you notice dry skin or just any kind of texture, go here first, okay? Go here first, because there's not really fine lines near your nose, and then work your way up. If you put too much powder underneath your eyes, it will shock your under eyes. It can create that cakiness, that dryness. Tip from Tati to me, to you. And yeah, look at that. Airbrush this side of my face. When I have time, I have been filling in my brows first. So I wash my face in the morning with cold water, pat my face dry, and then I go straight in with my brows before any kind of skincare. This is a Nikki LaRose pro tip. If you are someone where you like a bold brow and you want your brow to last all day, especially if you have oily skin, you really want to apply a brow product on dry skin, no skincare underneath, and it really does adhere to the skin, and you get the genuine texture of whatever brow product you're using. Because if you think about it, if you put skincare on, serum, face cream, whatever, you're not getting the true texture of the product because the product is sliding on top, and that will not last. So if you are someone where you are struggling, okay, a few things, struggling for your brows to last all day because they get greasy, or if you're someone where you're heavy-handed. Today I use, and I have been using, the Joa Precision Brow Pencil. I'm in the shade Brunette. I really, really like this. It's very dirty, excuse me, but it has a very nice fine point. If you go in a little heavy-handed, or even if you have oily brows, I'm gonna take whatever is left over on my powder brush, and I'm just gonna pat over the brow. And I don't know if you can tell the difference. I think you can, but it just softens it. Like, it makes it look a little bit more natural, and it's also gonna make sure that it doesn't get oily throughout the day. And I don't know, I think it makes a really nice difference. My absolute favorite product in terms of makeup has been this NARS palette. I think last time I used one of these like bright guys with you. So let's go for a more matte one today. I'm really feeling this beautiful color. Before we even get into this, I'm sorry. I wanna apply my bronzer first. I'm gonna take the bigger side, and I'm just gonna, you know, bronze my face as I normally do. I'm doing patting, pressing motions because I have makeup underneath, and I don't know, I'm not a swiper. I don't like to swipe. Some in the crease. Look at that. Look at that cheek. Ooh, it's so good. Oh my God, look what I just did. Oh God, she broke. All right, well, I think this is a sign that it's time to let her go. I did buy a new one in the Sephora sale because look at her. I was trying to use it all up, but you know, maybe she's just letting me know she's done. She's been with me for a long time. I can't believe that just happened. That's very upsetting. I'm a little upset about it. And then I take what's ever left over and I put it on the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose. I'm gonna go into this palette. Like I said, I love it, and I'm gonna use this kind of like magenta Barney color, and it's very pigmented. NARS blushes are my favorite, honestly. I won't though, because that's wasteful, but throw out all the other blushes that I have in my collection, and I only need this. Start in the back of my face, and again, pressing, patting, stamping motions. So good, guys. NARS is my favorite brand. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, which is why I just want to find like the best of the best. I could just buy NARS powder blushes forever. So good. Okay, I'm gonna take some, put it in the crease of my eye. As I run out of product, Personally for me, everyone's face is different, but I like to go in here and kind of just brighten in here to give like a sweet little like, oh God, that's a good cheek. Okay, so this is the blush on this side. It just brightens up my whole face. I just look so youthful and alive, a little more, just a little, it's so good. She got 12 hours of sleep last night. Like that's what it does to my complexion. The Armani liquid eyeshadow in 22M. I'm just putting this in the center of my eye. I think it's supposed to be warm. It's not too orangey of a warm. And I'm gonna take just a fluffy brush, press this into my lid. Color is just unbelievable. Taking what's ever left over and I'm pulling it underneath. And I'm kind of flicking it out in the outer corner just to give like a subtle cat eye lift. Can you see that? Crease brush, just a fluffy brush like this. And I'm gonna hop into the Master Mattes palette. And I love this color. It's a vibe. Run it through the crease of my eye, build up the crease a little bit. I take what's ever left over, put it under the eye as well, and then pull it in the outer corner to just reinforce that lift. I'm not fanciful with my eyeliner, we all know. Easy on the eyes. It's the Sugar Rush. I don't even know if they still make this, but you can just find, it's like a bronzed eyeliner like that. This is a push-up. It's like a retractable, so it's not very sharp, but I'm not really drawing a line. I'm kind of just, I'll come closer so you can see, but I'm just doing like little pressing motions just to kind of define the, what's that called? The waterline. And you can put it underneath too. So you can go like this and put it on the actual waterline. But I'm just trying to make it look like I have more lashes than I do. It kind of just gives the illusion that your lash line is more full. I don't know if you can see that, but it's so pretty. And I like this because it has a little bit of a shine to it. So it's a little bit more forgiving. So if you're someone where you want to wear eyeliner, but you're a little heavy handed or you're not good at applying eyeliner, get an eyeliner with a little bit of like shimmer in it. Mac Teddy is also a great dark brown that has a little bit of that shimmery hue to it. Can you see the difference? Again, it just kind of makes it look like my lash line is a little bit more fuller on this side. Morphe Continuous Mist. Really been loving this, thank God, because I spent a lot of money on this. But this is the Bobbi Brown Luxe Eyeshadow Rich Sparkle in Moonstone. This super freaking pretty eyeshadow. I picked this up and I like to focus this on the inner corner of my eye. Now, I think eyeshadows like this are great, especially in the winter because it's dark out and you're in kind of like dim lit lighting. You're out to dinner and a little bit of your eye is just gonna like sparkle. You can put this on the center of your lid, but I'm just showing you, you know, what it is that I like to do. So I like to put it in the inner corner. I bring it underneath the front of my brow. Also, it's just so freaking pretty. I know it's really weird, but a mindset shift for me. I'm all about the mindset shifts this year. When it's dark at 4:30, 5 o'clock, I don't feel motivated to put makeup on because I'm like, can you even really see my makeup? Like Mike and I will go on date nights. We usually go out on Saturday. And I'm just putting this on my Cupid's bow as I normally do. And I'm just like not as motivated in the winter. I'm like, who's even gonna see me? Putting the Moonstone eyeshadow on that I put in the inner corner of my eye, I'm kind of just like more, it motivates me more to do my makeup because I'm like, oh, this is something that looks really pretty in the winter that like catches the light, like an ethereal kind of like sexy vibe. I don't know. I'm gonna take my Merit brow gel. I don't really like love this brow gel. I really wanna buy the Refi brow gel, I think. The one that has the little ball on the end. That just looks so interesting to me and so many people rave about it. So I wanna buy that next, but I have brow gels. And so the rule is like one in, one out. I need to finish what I got before I add. Curling my lashes. As always, the only mascara that I will ever use. Like this is the perfect example of like, we are married. Like this is a mascara I will never stray from. It is the Lancome Lash Idole. It does everything that I want. It checks all of the boxes. And I'm just gonna add a little bit to the lower lash line. And that is the eye makeup done. This mascara is so good. Don't sleep on it. I always get the trial size one. Loved a lot of lip products this month, but I think the one that I really enjoyed a lot and what was in my pocketbook last night is this. This is so good. Merit Signature Lip in the shade, I think it's Bespoke. It is just like a really natural looking shadow creating. So it kind of just reinforces Rare Beauty stick that we put on our lips. I'm just gonna do one side of my mouth just to show you what it looks like. Look at that. Oh, it's good. And it's really emollient. It's kind of just like a lip lift. A drugstore lip that I cannot get enough. This is the CoverGirl. I love these. I have them in so many colors. Clean Fresh. This is in the shade You're the Palm. It is so pretty. I just like to dab it because I like a really like washed kind of look to this, but it's like the prettiest. Like, ooh, your lips, but like bitten kind of color. Oh, and this formula is so good. Put a little bit more on so you can see the color a bit better. This gives you the shine and the look of a gloss without like the true tackiness of a gloss. Feels like a chapstick on your lips. A product that has made its way to like top tier lip gloss spot. And it's really upsetting because if you know me, I love a drugstore lip product, but this one in my handbag, which was my favorite handbag, which is kind of crazy. This vintage Sigrid Olsen, I'm pretty sure is the name of this bag. Ugh, I'm so mad at myself. Armani came out with this really, really beautiful color. It is so hydrating. It is so comfortable on the lips. This is a lip gloss that you can reapply and reapply and reapply, and it doesn't get crunchy bunchy. It doesn't like cake up in the center of your lips. Prisma Glass 06. It should be illegal how good and how expensive it is, but it's so pretty. A very thin gloss. You know me, I never put too much time into my makeup. I like it to be me, but just elevated and a bit more natural. So let's talk about what I've been watching. So in terms of like YouTube and people I've been keeping up with, I always watch Victoria McGrath, fashion icon in my opinion, but she's a YouTuber. She also just started her own makeup brand and I love her. I find her so inspiring. She's so down to earth. She's so pretty to look at. She just really motivates me to kind of like get up and get dressed every day. Same with Alana Davison. She's a YouTuber, did a 30-day challenge where she challenged herself to wake up in the morning and get dressed. And that has just been something that I have been trying to do. I feel leaps and bounds better and more confident when I have a little bit of makeup on, when I have some nice clothes on, and I just overall get out of my pajamas, okay, and start my day. Days that I work from home, a lot of the time, I was waking up, rolling out of bed, drinking a cup of coffee, and just being in my pajamas all day long. Not good for my mental health, and Alana Davison really inspired me. I will link Alana Davison and Victoria's channels down below, but also, like I mentioned, Nikki LaRose. I love her makeup videos. If you are someone where you're new at makeup or you just enjoy learning new techniques or learning about new products, I will link her videos down below. She's a makeup artist, so she's just kind of like inspired me to try different techniques, re-enter some products that maybe I kind of like pushed to the wayside because I couldn't be bothered with them. She's just really reinvigorated my love for makeup. I am a housewife girly. We all know I love the Housewives. I am currently watching Salt Lake City. The whole thing with Meredith and Brittany on the plane. I love the season and I'm here for it. The drama, chef's kiss. But I don't know, it was just kind of like, at what point, well, I guess at this point for me, it was kind of just like, is this real? I'm sure without a doubt that some of it is staged. If you aren't up to date, maybe like click 30 seconds forward. I don't think that if Meredith did do what she did to Brittany, that was right. I think that it's definitely a form of bullying. But why do we let Brittany just get away with the fact that she like spewed this rumor that Meredith's husband is cheating on her in front of all of her friends? Like, that wasn't a nice thing to do either. The whole very divided, like black and white that the housewives have kind of made this conflict was just really strange to me. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Are you watching it? What do you think? Mike and I are also watching Nobody Wants This. I love Adam Brody. I grew up watching The OC and it really shaped who I was as a very young adult. I don't like him in the show. And I also don't like, I'm terrible with names. I don't like the main characters in this show. I like the other people. Like, I love Esther. Oh my God, Esther is the most beautiful woman on this show. She is gorgeous. Her eyes, her hair, like her style, everything that she does, like she is my girl crush in the show. And Sasha, her husband, also hysterical. Kristen Bell. I don't like Kristen Bell in this show either. I freaking love Morgan. okay? Joanne's sister. What do you think about the show? Mike and I are on season 2. We are finishing it. I cannot wait for season 3. It's just been like a really feel-good, lighthearted show. I love a show where like the episodes are 30 minutes because I can watch one and then I can go to bed, you know? A lot of the nights, Mike and I get home from work and we eat dinner and then we clean up and we sit down and it's like 8:45, 9 o'clock and your girl wants to be in bed by 9:30. It's just been a really good show. I've been really, really enjoying it. It gives me a good little giggle. In terms of books, I read a lot of like Halloween books in October and November. A Lonesome Night in October, which was so good. It was really interesting. It's like one of those books where you should read it regardless, but they say you should read 1 chapter a night in the month of October. And it's basically, without giving it away, the dog is the main character and he's kind of like the familiar, if you know things about vampires, even though Jack, his owner, isn't a vampire, but he's kind of like the familiar to his owner, Jack. There's a bunch of animals who are all like the familiars to their people. And basically there are the openers and the closers, good versus evil kind of, but it's such a good book. It's so interesting. I was hooked. I was addicted every day. I was so excited to read. I like fantasy, but not like fairies and I mean, I kind of like dragons and whatnot. I don't know. Some of the books that come out that are like so fantasy, I'm not really into. I like a little fantasy. And that was a good mix between like a little fantasy and like spooky season. It was so good. And if you're a Halloween lover, I really think that you need to read it. Sorry, you need to read it. 2 very Halloween books that I'm not going to talk about too much because Halloween is over. I read The Halloween Tree, which was so cute. A group of kids who go trick-or-treating. They end up traveling in time to different Halloweens past. What Halloween means to different cultures and traditions. Really nice. It was like touching, it was sweet, and it was really informative, and I really enjoyed reading it. I also read The Halloween Moon, which was really good too. It was basically about this girl who is coming of age, what people view age of like acceptable to trick-or-treat and like not acceptable to trick-or-treat, and her parents really encourage her to not trick-or-treat, and this girl lives for Halloween. Evil comes, okay, and she is stuck in Halloween forever, and it is basically like her struggling with her love of Halloween, but also wanting to move forward in life, do all the things that she said that she didn't want to do because her dream kind of became a nightmare, reality. I'm currently reading, what is the name of it? Hour of the Pumpkin Queen. It is about Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I think the 3rd book just came out. I'm on the 2nd book, but it's basically the story of Sally and like things from Sally's perspective, struggles with all of the responsibilities and all of the weight that she puts on herself. The 1st book was so good. It's really interesting because I'm pretty sure the 1st book and the 2nd book were written by 2 different authors. The 1st one I read so quickly. I was done with it in like 2 weeks. This one has taken me some time to read. It's not gripping me. I like how witty it is in terms of like how it plays in the different holidays with one another. Shoes. I fell in love with 2 pairs of shoes, Free People cowboy boots. I love them. These are so amazing. I bought these, they were snug. I was talking to ChatGPT and I was like, ChatGPT, if I go up a size, they're gonna be too big. How do I get these to work? And basically I learned if your cowboy boots are snug, like width-wise, it's gonna take a minute to break them in. And I was committed. I wore these every day when I was home around the house. When I wasn't wearing them, I would shove socks in here, like deep into here so that it would widen these. And now I am happy to say these are the most comfortable shoes that I currently own. I did not get blisters. I did not cut my feet. I did not tear my feet up from the flow up. Take your time. If you have a cowboy boot that is leather, because leather does stretch, my tip to you would just be to wear it around the house. These were not super expensive and they come in black as well. I love them. I get so many compliments on them and they go so beautifully with all of my clothes. Another pair of shoes that I bought recently, I've mentioned these. These are from Nordstrom. They are Paige. I am living my best like Midwestern life, but these are so cute. These are also cowboy inspired, but they are very subtle. So I don't know if you can see, but they have like the cowboy stitching on the suede. I love a good like kitten heel booty. This is my favorite kind of shoe, regardless of whatever season we're talking. There's a store in Napa downtown on First Street that is called Overland, and it is a leather, just like a leather store. And when I tell you, I've never bought anything from the store, but this time I went because I wore jeans on the plane and we left super early in the morning and I forgot to put a belt on. So I was like, you know what? Let's go to the store. I want to buy a leather belt. I love a good belt. belt. I found a belt and then I tried this on and I just could not say no to this. This color is literally everything. Fringe on this is everything. This is just such a good jacket. Link it down below because it is sold on their website. And then this is the belt. I just thought this color was so great. Interesting, lived in kind of like brown. It kind of matches my hair a little bit, but I love it. The belt is so cute. There were so many belts that I wanted and I tried a bunch of them on. Mike was like, I think that this one is the best bang for your buck, but this is the buckle. I've worn it so much and I get so many compliments on it. I've just been buying multiples of basic tops from Nordstrom, and if you're someone where you're short, I'm 5'4", but I'm very petite up top. A lot of sleeves don't fit me. Tops normally, like, I swim in them and they eat me. Found this brand, Splendid. The quality is so nice. It's so soft. So this is just good when I'm around the house, when I'm wearing jeans, when I'm wearing sweats. I just want to look a little like put together up top. I just wear this kind of a top, or BP makes a really nice, if you like a crew neck one, I will link that down below as well. Ooh, my pocketbook. I forgot about the pocketbook. I'm a little scatterbrained. Can't get over how much I have been wearing this pocketbook. I wear a lot of black in the winter. It goes beautifully with my green suede jacket that I just showed you. I love the kind of like gold champagne-y studs on it. I love a shoulder, like a shoulder bag. Problem with this is that I can't find anything that's in here. It has a really big middle compartment and then it has two side compartments. If I'm running out the door, because you'll know, sometimes I run out the door and I don't have enough time, I will throw in like my skincare in here. I'll throw Mike's things in here, literally carry my life. And I love that this bag weighs next to nothing with nothing in it. So basically the weight of the bag is dependent upon what you put in it. My mom was cleaning out her closet and came across this. This is from Sigrid Olsen. This is so vintage. Like this must be at least 20 years old. Literally, this has been the only bag that I have pretty much worn the entire month of November. Shout out to Mom. Thanks for this. And it is a beautiful, like really soft leather. Oh, it's so nice. It smells a little old, I'm not gonna lie, but thankfully you can't smell it through the camera. So quickly, let's go over my fitness and my health. I have been doing 30-minute walks, made the commitment to myself. I'm not doing the I must get this many steps in a day because that mindset does not work for me. But I will tell you what does work for me. A walk has really helped me kind of just like steady my mind and also regulate my nervous system, which has been something that I have been really focusing on the back half of this year. I do really try to get 30 minutes outside. I just feel like I get such a good like dopamine hit. It makes me like slow down a little bit, makes me a bit more present. I walk and I look at the leaves that I've been changing. This is like probably the year that I've appreciated the fall the most. And I just find like getting outside, being in nature is really good for me. And I think it's good for everyone. And I think that if you're not getting fresh air on a daily basis, no matter what the weather is, just dress accordingly and just go outside, even if it's for like 15-20 minutes. I've really cut back on sodium. I went to my gynecologist and she took my blood pressure and it was a little high. And she just asked me like what it is that I'm eating. And I've been eating really healthy, but I'm not gonna lie, I've been really focused on my fats, my proteins, and my carbs. And she said to me, well, maybe it's now time to look at how much sodium you're consuming. So I've been cutting back on sodium and I just want to do like a little PSA, not a preachy PSA, but just like a friend to friend PSA. A lot of like the health foods that we're told to eat have sodium in them. Protein bars have so much sodium in them. Cottage cheese has so much sodium in it. Ultimately cutting back on sodium and fat. I don't know if we talked about the fat, but I did that quite a few months ago. And so I cut back on fat and I cut back on sodium and I've just been feeling great. If you want to hear about my less fat journey, like consuming fat, I'm happy to talk about that in an upcoming video. Like I said, I do really want to talk about things that really made a difference in my life in 2025. So one video I'm thinking of like the products that were like life-changing this year, which I actually tried quite a few and I can't wait to share them. And I'm thinking like the other video might be like mindset and lifestyle shifts, just like what it is I eat and what I've been consuming and what I've been cutting out and what I've just been focusing on just to make me feel better day to day without really like feeling like it's such an overhaul, because for me that's so important. I like them to be subtle and kind of just feel like they've been naturally ingrained into my day to day. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Let me know down below in the comments what were some things that you've been loving in the last few months. I would love to hear them. Check it out, especially if you're reading a good book. I want to know. And also make sure to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed yet, and be sure to click the bell button if you want to hear about the life-changing products that I incorporated into my life this year, or just like my mindset shifts. We cover a lot of things here on my channel. I just like to share what it is I'm loving, what it is I'm doing, in hopes that maybe it will inspire you to just make little shifts throughout your life to just make your day-to-day better. so that we're living for the now and not living for the future. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I really, really hope to see you in my next one.